Welcome guys to my new video. Today I need to talk about the flowchart and the algorithm. So in this chapter or in this video I need to talk about the flowchart and how to solve a problem using the flowchart. So like my video, subscribe to my channel, and let's start our video. First, what is a flowchart? Flowchart is a general representation, a graphical representation of an algorithm. Each program have his specific flowchart. The flowchart represents a program. It makes use of symbols which are connected among them to indicate the flow of information and processing. It shows the logic of algorithm, and it highlights individual steps and their interconnection. And we used the flowchart to specify the method of solving problem. We need to use the flowchart to solve problem. We need to show this in this video. I need to solve two problems using the flowchart. And finally, the flowchart is a plan or a sequence of a computer program. Now let's show the basic flowchart symbols, the terminals. The terminals contain the start and the end of the flowchart. To input and output operations. Input, every program have an input and output operations. Input, it's mean every message or every variable. I tell, for example, a user to enter a number, it's an input. Output, it's every message or every variable printed on the screen. The input, it's entered by the keyboard, and the output, every message is shows on the screen. Instructions, for example, I need to add two numbers. It contains the operation, the mathematical formula, etc. The flow lines and the connector. We need to show this in the next slide. Now let's start with the terminals. Terminals represented by the rounded rectangles like this. Start and it indicates starting at the ending point. I start the flowchart with the end, the start, and I terminate my flowchart, my problems, with end. Second, input and output operations. It's represented by a parallelogram. It indicates an input or output operation like this. It's a message, display message hello world, and or for example read age. It's an output because I need to print this on the screen. Every message I need to print it on the screen, I need to use the input output operation. It's represented by a parallelogram. Next, the instructions. It's represented by a rectangle. It indicates an operation such as mathematical computation or a variable assigned. For example, here I have first multiply two numbers, then store the result in a variable. Another example, z equal x times y. I can use this, and I can every mathematical computation, I need to put it in a rectangle. Flowline indicates the exact sequence in which instructions are executed. Arrows represent the direction of flow of control and the relationship among different symbols of flowchart. Now guys, let's do an example. First, write a flowchart that read three numbers, then calculate their sum. Okay, here I need to use the terminals. I need to terminals start and end. I need to use a parallelogram to input the number and to print the number and to print the sum on the screen, and I need to use the rectangle to the mathematical operation to calculate the sum. Now let's see the result. First of all, the terminals start flash read x, y, and z, the three numbers. It's an input. I tell the user to put three numbers x, y, and z. I use the parallelogram. Next step is to calculate the sum. I need to use the rectangle because it's a mathematical operation. The sum S equal a plus y plus z. Next step, display the sum on the screen. I need to use also the parallelogram because it's an output. And finally, stop or end. It's the my program is terminate. This is the flowchart to calculate the sum of three numbers x, y, and z. Now the second example, write a flowchart to compare between a and b, two numbers, a and b. What's mean to compare between two numbers? We need to show what is the bigger and what is the smaller between a and b. First, I need to start with the terminals. I need to use the terminals, start and end. I need to use the parallelogram because here I have to input the two numbers, and I need to display a message on the screen. This message is, for example, a greater than b or b greater than a, and I need to use the lozenge. The lozenge is used when I have a condition. Here I have a condition. The condition is if, for example, a greater than b or b greater than a. And now let's start explain the solution. I start with the terminals. Start my program. Next step is input or enter a number, a value of a, and enter a value of b. Next step, use the lozenge to show this is our condition. The condition is if a greater than b, print a is greater. If b less than a, print b is greater. Here the lozenge show me if the condition is true or false. I need to show if the condition is true or false, like here. A greater than b. If yes, a greater than b, I need to print a greater than. If b greater than a, I need to print b greater than a. And finally, stop. We need to show in next videos. I need to start with programming using the C++ language, and we need to show every program and every loop have a specific flowchart. First of all, what is C++? C++ is an extension of the C language. It means C++ is the C language plus the object-oriented style. C++ is a high-level language, and it's very popular used around the world. And with the C++, you're using the C++, your program we can run on different computer types that different the different of the other language like the Java and the C language. Now let's see what is input and what is output. Input stream use cin object to read data. This data is entered by the user, but the output Output stream use cout object to display data on the screen. Like this, input use cn, program output. The input is when I tell the user, for example, to enter a variable. This is the input. The output when I display this variable on the screen. We need to show this on an example later. Output stream. Output stream, it uses cout object like this, stt cout. We will see next an example how to use cout or the output in a program, in a C++ program. It is used to send the output to the monitor. It's mean the standard output device. It display the message on the screen, and to use cout I need to use the instruction operator to add the message to display it by the std cout. And finally, cout displays the content of variables, one variable or more variables on a screen, like this example, cout variable 1, variable 2, etc. This line display the two variable on the screen by the cout stream. Now the input stream. Input stream use cn object std cn. It used to read data from standard input stream by using the keyboard. It means I tell the user to add, for example, a variable, a number, an integer, etc. This number of this integer is an output. It added by using the keyboard. The cn or the input stream is followed by the extraction operator. It should identify the variable name. You want the user to enter the value for it. This example, how to use the cn or the input stream. Cn variable, we can put also more variable, for example, cn variable 1, variable 2, etc., like the cout operator. Now let's see an example. In this example, I need to tell the user to enter an integer. This example explains for us how to use the cn and cout operator in a C++ program. First, int main cout. When I use cout, I use the insertion operator, cout, enter an integer, and cn extraction operator x. X is the integer, it's entered by the user, and the cout, or the output stream, is used to display this integer on the screen. And now let's together see the first program in the C++ programming language. This is the first program in the C++ using the C++. Hashtag include iostream, using namespace std, int main, cout, hello world, and return 0. Now let's explain this program. First of all, every C++ programming language will start with this three line, hashtag include iostream, using namespace std, and int main. And I open the braces to write our code. In this code, I need to print hello world on the screen. I used cout because it's the output stream, and the output stream is used to print the message or display the message on the screen. Cout, hello world, and the return 0. The first line, include iostream, is a header file library. Let us work with input and output objects, like the cout here. I use cout. iostream is the main input output stream. The line 2 using namespace std, it means we can use name for objects or variable, for example, from the standard library. We will see the standard library in the next videos. The line 3, it's a black line. In the line 4, int main, it's a code, a function, it's a function, and any code inside this function or inside the braces will be executed. For example, here the program display hello world. And finally, cout is the output operator that print hello world on the screen. And return 0, it means the ends of the main function. The main function start here and finish when I put the return 0. The first line in the first program in C++ include IOStream, is a header file library that lets us work with input and output objects. Like the example is used cout, the output stream. In line 2, using namespace std means that we can use name for object and variables from the standard library. Line 3 is a black line in C++ in your white space, but we used to make the code more readable. In line 4, int main is called a function. Any code inside the curly braces will be executed. In the line 5, cout is an object used together with the insertion operator to output or print the text on the screen. In the line 6, the return 0, it means the ends of the main function. And the line 7, do not forget to add the closing curly bracket to actually end the main function. First, what is a variables in C++? Variables are containers for storing data value. In C++, there are different types of variables. For example, int. It's define the integers, like the whole number without the decimals that contain a comma, like 1, 2, 3, or -1, -2, -3. Double stores floating point number with the decimals, such as, for example, here 19.99 or -19.99. Char stores the single characters. It can be capital character or small character like A and B here. The char values are surrounded by the single quotes. To define a char or a character, I need to use the single quotes. Next, the string. It stores text such as hello world. String values are surrounded by double quotes, like here. Bool stores values with two states. It can be true or false. True is represented by number 1 and false is represented by 0. Now, how to declare or create a variable. To create a variable, I need to specify the type and assign a value, like the syntax here. First of all, I need to specify the type. The type can be an integer or char or, for example, string, for example. Second, I need to give the type or the value a name. Name value, for example, age, tall, etc. And next, I need to give this variable a value. It can be a whole number or a decimal number, where type is one of C++ types such as integer, and variable name is the name of the variable such as x or my name. The equal sign is used to assign the values to the variable, Like here in this example, int integer, it's the type of the value. My num is the variable name, my num, equal 15. 15 is the value of the the variable my num. Cout my num is used to display the value of the variable on the screen. Okay, to display the variable I need on the screen, I need to use the cout object with the operator, this operator to display the variables on the screen. Like this example, I have a variable my age. The age is equal to 35. I need to display on the screen I am 35 years old. I use cout I am as a string. Second step, I need to display the age on the screen, my age, without the double quotes, because I need, it's a variable and I need to display this variable on the screen. It's not obligate. It's I don't write the double quotes in code, and next years old, and I put a semicolon and I display the age on the screen. In C++, the variables must be identified with a unique name. This unique name are called identifiers. Identifiers can be short name, like for example X or Y, or more descriptive like age or sum or total volume. In this example, I need to put a value for a variable name called minute per hours. First example is I used a more descriptive identifier is minute per hours equal 16. In the second example, I give him a short name m. It's mean minute is equal to 16. It's the same, but it's your choice to choose a variable name. The general rules for naming variables in C++. First, the names can contain letters or digits and underscores. Names must begin with a letter or an underscore. Names are case sensitive, like myvar or myvar, are different variables because the v in the first myvar is a capital, but in the first myvar is small v. Names cannot contain white space or special character like hashtag and percentage. The reserved word like C++ keyword such as int cannot be used as a name. We will see these rules in next video when I need to solve a question. Now, all the data type have a size and type of information the variables will store. For example, the Boolean, it's a data type, have 1 byte of size and it stores true or false value. I tell you true is represented by the 1 and false represented by 0. Char have a size 1 byte. It stores a single character or letter, number, or ASCII values. Int or integer have a size 2 or 4 bytes. It stores whole number without the decimals. Float data type have a size for 4 bytes. It stores fractional number, the number that contain a comma, or the decimal number. It specified for storing 6 or 7 decimal digits. Double contain 8 bytes of size. It stores fractional number containing 1 or more decimals. The Boolean types. A Boolean type, a data type, is declared with the bool keyword and can only take the value true or false. When the value is returned, true is equal to 1 and false equal to 0. Example here, bool is coding fun equal true, bool is fish tasty equal false. First cout is coding fun. It will be output the letter 1 because it's true, and the second cout is fish tasty will output 0 because it's false. The character types. The character types or the char data type is used to store a single character. The character must be surrounded by a single quotes like A or C. It can be a capital letter or a small letter, but it's important to put it under the single quotes. Example here. In this example, I need to display the grade, the char of the grade B. It's B. First of all, I need to put the type of the variable. It's a char. Second, the name of the value, the character is migrate equal the value is B, and I will display this value on the screen using the cout migrate. Now let's talk about the C++ operators. Operators are used to perform operations and variables and values. The C++ divides the operators into the following groups: arithmetic operators, assigned operators or comparison operators, and logical operators. First, the arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators are used to perform common mathematical operations, like here. First operator is plus or addition. It adds together two values, like here x plus y, 3 plus 4, for example. Second operation is minus or subtractions. It subtracts one value from other. For example, x minus y. Multiplication, it multiplies two values, x times y. Division, it divides one value by other, x is divided by y. Modulus is return the division remainder, x modulo y. Plus plus is the increment, it increases the value of variable by 1. It can be written by plus plus x or x plus plus. It's mean x equal x plus 1. Minus minus the decrement, it decreases the value of variable by y by 1. We can write it minus minus x or x minus minus. It's mean x equal x minus 1. We will see these operations in next videos when I solve a problems about the mathematical operations. Next, the assignment operators. It's used to assign a values to variables. For example, equal, it's mean x equal to 5. It's give the value 5 to the variable x. Plus equal, for example, x plus equal to 3, it's mean x equal x plus 3. Minus equal, it's the same, it's mean x equal x minus 3. and the multiplication also it's the same. X multiplied by equal to 3, it's mean x equal x times 3. The division equal, it's mean x equal x divided by 3. The modulo also, it's mean x equal x modulo by 3. And equal, it's mean x and equal 3, it's the same as x equal x and 3. Or equal, it's for example x or equal to 3, it's the same as x equal x or 3, and etc. This is the assigned operators we will see also in the problems. Now the comparison operator. The comparison operators are used to compare two values or variables. This is important in programming because it helps us to find answer and make decision. When I need to use the if statement or for loop, I need to use a condition. This condition contain these operators. Like equal equal, when I need to tell, for example, x is equal to y, I write 2 equal, it's mean equal to x equal to y. Not equal, this is mean not equal, x is not equal to y, greater than x, for example, x is greater than y, less than, x is less than a y, greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, and this is an example. These operators are very important in programming. We will see next in the next video when I need to talk about the loop and the decision in C++ programming language. Finally, the logical operators. The logical operators are used to determine the logic between variables or values. For example, to AND, it's mean a return value. It's an logical AND, it's mean AND. Returns true if the both statements are true. For example, x less than 5 and x less than 10. The two AND in programming it's mean AND. This condition is true. X is less than 5 and it's less than 10. The logical OR is returned true if one of the statement is true. For example, x is less than 5 or x is less than 4. One of this statement of this condition is true. The logical NOT, it reverses the result, return false if the result is true. For example, not x is less than 5 and x less than 10. This logical operator also I need to use in when I need to make decision in the if statement. We will see this in the next video later. The first exercise, write a C program, a C++ program to add two integers entered by the user. Okay, first of all, when I need to start in this exercise, I need to define two integers, x and y for example, and I need to tell the user to enter these two integers. Second, when I need to add this integer, I need to define the sum formula, sum equal x plus y, the first integer plus the second integer, and finally I need to use the cout to print the sum on the screen. Now let's go and write the code. Okay. First, all the C++ programs start with hashtag include IOStream. IOStream, it's mean output, input, output stream. Input here is used by the CN, output by the Cout. IOStream, using namespace std and int main. First of all, I need to define the two numbers. It's an integer. I need to use int x, for example, and y. Second, I need to define, here I need the sum. I need to add the two numbers. I need to define the sum, int s. Now I need to tell the user to enter the number, and I need to use cout, enter the two number, cn number 1 it's x and cn y. And now let's write the sum formula, s equal x plus y, and finally cout, the sum is, and s. This is our code to print the sum of two integers. First of all, I need to define the two integers x and y, and I need to define the s. Next step, I need to tell the user to put the value of these two integers, and finally I calculate the sum and I tell the computer to print the sum on the screen using the cout or the output operation. Okay guys, let's now run our code to show the result. Enter the two numbers, for example 4 and 8. The sum is 12. Now the exercise number 2. Write a C program to calculate the area of a circle. The area of a circle, first of all, I need to define the radius. A circle has a radius r, and define the radius. Second, I need to tell the user to give a value of this radius, for example 2 centimeter, 3, 4. The user can enter the value, and later I need to calculate the area of the circle using the formula radius time radius time p. It's 3.14. And finally I need to tell the computer to display the value of the area on the screen using the cout. Now let's go write the code. Hashtag include IOStream using namespace std int main, and let's define the radius int radius r, cout, enter the radius, cn r, because the radius I defined it by the r, alphabet r. Now let's calculate the radius r, or the area cout. The radius is I can put the formula here, not like the first exercise. It's r time r times 3.14. This is our code. First, I define the radius, I enter the value of the radius, and I calculate the area. And now let's run our code to show the result. Enter the radius, for example, 3. The area is 28.26. Here the area, not the radius. Area. Now the exercise number 3, it's the same of exercise number 2, but here I need to calculate the area of triangle. To calculate the area of triangle, I need to define the base and the height, because the area of triangle is base times height divided by 2. First, let's define the base and height. Cout, enter the value of base, cn base. Cout, enter the value of height, cn height. Now cout the area is, now I need to put the formula here, base times height divided by 2. And let's run our code. Base, for example, 2, height 3, the area is 3. Now the exercise number 4, it's very easy. I need to solve this question. Y equal n minus 4z plus 3c. To solve this equation, I need to put the value of n, z, and c, and I need to tell the user to give me the values like this. First of all, I need to define the variable n, z, and c. Cout the value of c, of n, cn n. Cout the value of z, cn z. Cout the value of c, cn c. Now I need to solve this question, and cout the solution is n minus 4 times z plus 3 times c. Now let's run the code to solve this question, and value of n 2, z 1, c 9. The solution is 25. Now exercise number 5. Write is a C++ program to calculate the average of 3 grades. First of all, I need to define the grades, grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. When I define the 3 grades, I need to calculate the average. The average is average equal the sum of the 3 grades, the sum of the 3 grades times 3 divided by 3. And finally, I need to use cout to print the average on the screen. But here, I need to use the first 4 exercise. I used int integer to define the number, because it's an integer. An integer that does not contain a point. It's not a decimal number. But here, the average can be a decimal number. For example, when I calculate the average, the average be, for example, 32.7, for example. When I need to define the average, I need to use double. Double is used when I need to calculate the average, because the number can be a decimal number. Now let's go write the code and let's define the 3 grades. int grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, double average. Here I don't need to tell the user to put the variable, the value of the variable. I need to give a variable by me. For example, grade 1 is equal to 77. Grade 2 is equal to 18. Grade 3 is equal to 66. Now let's calculate the average. I can put the formula of the average here, or I can put the formula of the average with the cout. Average equal grade 1 plus grade 2 plus grade 3 divided by 3. And cout the average is average. Let's run the code to show the result. And the average is 74. Okay. First, I define the grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. Second, I define the average using the double. And I entered the value of the grades, and I calculate the average and display it on the screen.